According to the Cambridge English Dictionary, the Oxford one when it's charged me a subscription fee, a bonus can be defined as an extra amount of money that is given to you as a present or reward for good work, as well as the money you were expecting, as well as a pleasant extra thing, or an extra amount of money given to someone as a reward for work or as encouragement. And I would think that if, say, hypothetically, you were running a business that you cannot legally open, that you may not be able to legally open for several months, and even when you do, it's liable to be several months before your business becomes profitable, let alone getting your current share price to rise from 69p a share to get back to its February 2020 level of 190p a share, thus raising a stake in the business founded 90 years ago, which is currently worth £193 million, back to its February 2020 value of £530 million, I think that should be enough for you to be motivated to help restore your business to its previous glory. Especially when in November your business secured financial lifelines from lenders worth $750 million, £560 million, to weather the pandemic as long as you can reopen your cinemas by May, which I'm not certain will happen by any means, but that's no never mind. Now, to quickly set the scene, after opening for Christopher Nolan's utter mess Tenet, cinemas are trying to get by on classic films, low-budget indies and the like before James Bond would give them the money to survive until Christmas, whereupon Wonder Woman 84, Death on the Nile and the like would provide more cash, and then in Feb we would start getting to the glut of films that 2021 promised to provide. Instead, Bond got moved, and within a few days cinemas closed, and now it's a viable debate as to whether or not many will go dark forever. Cineworlds' 5,500 UK staff have been out of work since October, when the company closed all of its sites indefinitely after the announcement that the release of the next James Bond film would be postponed until April, and it's since been moved again. Cineworld staff have been on furlough since November, and there has been a significant round of voluntary and compulsory redundancies at various managerial levels, from supervisors to cinema management. Now, rebuilding that internal infrastructure once the projectors start whirring again is going to be a near Herculean effort, and if it gets done well and the tills are ringing, then I have no issue with people getting a little gift in their stocking. But at the moment, according to the Cineworld Action Group, Cine Action Group, an action group formed of and run by Cineworld employees around the UK, which organises collective power and fighting for fair treatment, Cineworld, at time of recording, hasn't let their staff know if they'll carry on receiving furlough after January, and it looks like Cineworld was only giving people 80% of their pay instead of topping it up to 100%, a moral but not legal imperative, which has naturally left a lot of the frontline staff, the ones that people actually interact on their actual trips to the cinema with, in a very precarious position with regards to their personal finances. Perhaps taking care of your staff should be put before the acquisition of your Ferraris, because if the business goes south, then so does the acquisition of future Ferraris when the current ones become passé. After all, happy staff who feel valued are loyal and more likely to go the extra mile for you than staff who feel like paper cups, used once and then disposed of, who feel no desire to do so. But according to The Guardian, the proposed long-term incentive plan will reward the company's senior executive team if Cineworld's share price bounces back to 190p per share within 3 years. If this level, which is close to its pre-pandemic level of 197p, is reached, bosses will share £104 million. If the share price reaches the upper cap of 380p per share, executive directors would between them be awarded shares worth a total of £208 million. Shares were trading at 64p on Monday 25th of January 2021, but it's not all sunshine and roses though. Even though the proposed scheme would see them collect shares worth £33 million if 190p is reached within 3 years, and in the event of a rocketing overshoot, a cap would be set at a mere £65 million per executive. Meanwhile, at the other end of the scale, Cineworld's 5,500 staff have been out of work and furloughed since October, when the company closed all of its sites indefinitely after the announcement that the release of the next James Bond film will be delayed. Now, there's a few more quick things to point out. ISS and Glass Lewis, two influential investor advisory services, recommended rejecting the policies, branding them unjustifiably excessive. Investors accounting for 67% of Cineworld's total shares voted. Of those, 30% voted to reject the policies. Quote, on an annualised basis, the maximum payout under the plan reflects about 3,400% of the chief executive's base salary, end quote, Glass Lewis told investors in a note. Quote again, this potential payout is excessive, far outpacing the maximum opportunity available to UK peers. End quote. The schemes, which required 50% voter approval to be implemented, were never in any real doubt of being passed, as the Greidinger, Cineworld's chief executive Mookie Greidinger,
I'm of a mind, make some Mookie.
whose school days must have been fun, and his brother Israel controlled 20% of Cineworld. Cineworld does not pay the majority of its front of house staff the UK's national living wage, £8.72 an hour at time of recording. But what do you think? Should Cineworld management be getting these bonuses? Should they not? And when am I going to see my Bond movie? Comment below, let me know. I'm Daniel, it's been a Dunking. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.